Week 2, Big 12 football, here we go. So I said I was going to make a power ranking video. That didn't happen, but I said I would give my power rankings at the beginning of this video. I want to go into too much detail, but here it is. West Virginia, number 1. They dominated Tennessee. 2 is Oklahoma. They dominated Florida Atlantic. 3, TCU. They did play their second game of the season last night. They did beat SMU 42-12. So I only have however many games there are today. 9 or something. I don't know. TCU is 3, as I said. 4th is Oklahoma State. 5th, Iowa State. That game was canceled, so there was no real reason to drop them too much because you can't really punish them because they didn't do anything. 6th was Baylor with a win over Abilene Christian. They won that big time. 7th, Kansas State. They had a little bit too close of a call against South Dakota. I think that's who they were playing. They were playing an FCS school, and they almost lost that at home. I'll talk about them more in this video later. 8th, Texas after the ugly loss to Maryland. 9th, Tech after the ugly loss to Ole Miss. And then Kansas is the last because they lost to an FCS school. When you lose to an FCS school, you're last. Yeah. So moving on to the games. First game up, we got Mississippi State at Kansas State. As you saw on the thumbnail, you saw the K-State, Mississippi State next to each other. You know, I thought this had potential for upset for K-State, but after that, how ugly they played last week, man, it's hard to pick them. Preseason, I picked Mississippi State. I think I'm going to stick with that. I think Mississippi State, Nick Fitzgerald is a little bit too much. I think that, just Mississippi State has too much talent and that they will overpower Kansas State. Score prediction, 38-21. Yeah, just too much offense for the K-State defense. And then K-State's offense just won't be able to produce enough. Oklahoma versus UCLA. An ugly start to the Chip Kelly era with a 26-17 loss at home to Cincinnati. As I said, just not pretty. But Oklahoma had a very impressive week. Kyler Murray, that whole team, they dropped 63 points. It's not bad. It's pretty good. If you think that's bad, then what do you want them to score? 90 points? Jeez. But Oklahoma, I think they'll win this one really big. I think they'll win 52-20. Just way too much on the Oklahoma offensive side, and I just don't think UCLA is talented enough on the offensive end. But Oklahoma winning big over UCLA. Kansas, Central Michigan. Central Michigan will dominate this game because Kansas is trash, and they just lost to an FCS school. So I got Central Michigan winning this thing 31-7. Texas Tech Lamar, this is a blowout game. Texas Tech dropping their first game to Ole Miss. Lamar, small school. One of those games you schedule so you can get yourself a win. Texas Tech, big win, 52-7. Iowa State, Iowa, this is actually a good game. Iowa's favored, but I like Iowa State. Iowa State, they got Kyle Kempt as their quarterback. They got David Montgomery as their running back. So a pretty underrated offense, honestly. We saw what Kempt could do last year against Oklahoma and then throughout the season. And then Montgomery, as I said in the preview for the season, they only had 1 fumble last year, and that was in the last game of the season in their bowl game. So they don't turn the ball over that much. They know how to keep the ball. They know how to score. So I think Iowa State can actually end up getting a win on the road here today. I think they'll win at 38-34. It'll be a close game, but I think Iowa State will pull through. West Virginia and YSU. Is that Youngstown State? Youngstown Steak. Let's see. It just says Youngstown Steak. Yep, I was right. West Virginia wins big here. I think they take Will Grier out pretty early after they get a decent lead. I think they win this thing 59-10. to 17. So pretty solid margin there. And then Baylor at UTSA. Baylor trying to avenge that loss that they got last year when they lost to UTSA at home. I think they avenged that loss. They're a little bit of a better team with more experience and a better quarterback than they had last year with Charlie Brewer. I think they end up getting the win. I don't think that says they're favored by 17, but I don't think they'll blow them out or anything. I think it'll still be a pretty good game. I think Baylor's going to win this thing. It'll be not too high scoring, but I think they'll win it 28 to 17. So not anything insane, but I think Baylor still walks out of there with a win to go 2-0 and get more wins than they had last year in the first two games. South Alabama at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State, easy pick there. Oklahoma State, 63 to 10. I don't know. And then for TCU SMU, I think I'm going to pick TCU to win 42 to 12 after a long delay. Yeah, just a random pick there. That's a joke for all you who don't know because they actually already played. They played yesterday. They won 42 to 12. But Texas, Tulsa, I totally missed that one. Yeah, my bad. Oh, it's because it would have been on the bottom. Okay. Texas, I think they rebound from that loss to the Crab Cakes of Maryland. And I don't think, Tulsa's actually not terrible. They actually have a really tough schedule. They got at Texas, at Houston, at Navy. SMU's on that schedule. So it's really, they actually got a difficult schedule this year. But Texas, I think they end up winning this thing. I think they'll win it 45 to 24. The defense in week 1 had a lot of flaws. What I saw, they were allowing too many open receivers, too many gaps for the run game of Maryland. So if they can fix those up like they did last year, if Todd Orlando can fix the defense up, and if they can do what they did last year, and then Sam Ehlinger, that first interception was dumb. The second turnover, I didn't agree with the call, but whatever. The third interception, I think he had to force that because there was no other options. So, the only one of those was really his fault. And then he did have flashes of potential. He hit some targets perfectly. He threw some great passes to Colin Johnson, little Jordan Humphrey. Then he had some dumb passes, but he's still got chances to improve. But it'll be interesting to see. That's all I got for right now. Later today, I might do that Kurt Busch video of why he will win the championship. If not, then that will come tomorrow. That's all I have for today. Thank you for watching. Video here. I don't know what it's going to be. Video here. I don't know what it's going to be. You want to subscribe, which would make me happy. It would make me very happy. I'd be smiling. Then click on my face. Just do it just like that. Click. Thank you for watching.